Back in your life like the homeless guy that's sleeping in the front of Danny's house. This is the weekend warm-up on the Educated Ignorance podcast on the For Frequency's Sake podcast network. We are back and rubbing and rocking like Drippo the Hippo, wearing some tie-dye, animal style. We're about to go in and out as we are on the eve of the Final Four. Imagine being on this podcast and not having your favorite team be on in the Final Four. Couldn't be me. All right, sorry. That's the one time I'm going to be ignorant about it. Other than that, we're just classy. We're just shaking hands. We're moving on, and we're living in the background. Daniel, how are you doing?
It's even better when your team's not in it, because then you don't got to stress it.
That is
Shout
true.
out my demon deacons.
Let me be honest with you, though, and I swear to God, this week has been so stress-free. Now, maybe that means they're going to get bomba-cladded Saturday. Who knows? But, well, honestly, I personally think everyone's talking about the other three teams. We're just in the background chilling. And then, we're just going to kick in the door like the Kool-Aid man and shock the world.
I think they just have too many of, Eastern European connections. This is obviously rigged.
Exactly, yeah. We're out here doing it for the other way.
If they lose, Dan Hurley's going to go missing. That's the problem.
Yeah. He's going to get kidnapped by the Jokic brothers.
Yeah.
We got them on.
Shout out the Thunder real quick, up 82-51 at halftime. The Los Angeles Lakers.
Shout out Stewart.
He didn't take a single shot in the second quarter. He has 14 points. Shea has 21, 3, and 5. Jalen Williams is about to have a triple-double at the end of the third quarter.
Good for the Thunder. We're proud of them. We're happy that they're happy.
Exactly. We try to be.
We've got a lot of great things to get to. Obviously, it is Final Four Eve here on this lovely, we're recording Thursday night. We are dropping this Friday afternoon. It is, that's going to be the majority of what we talk about today. We are going to play a little game where we try to convince you people watching, you fine folks watching this video, or listening to this, however you may be listening. By the way, thank you for listening. We are, as always, brought to you here on the For Frequency's Sake podcast network by our good friends from Ryan Allison Tattoo and Durham Remodeling. Like this video if you like this video. Subscribe if you really like it. Go tell a friend to listen to this and give them a thumbs up, as well as go tune in and check out our movie podcast, our new podcast here on the For Frequency's Sake podcast network, Real Ignorance. We just dropped the episode last week reviewing Project Hail Mary. Go back and also listen. We did a review for Fight Club as well. We are going to be doing, next up on the docket is Wolf of Wall Street next week. So cannot wait for that.
We're going to see Project Hail Mary. We were going to go see it this week, but she elected to go see the Mario movie. We're going next week.
It's really good.
I've been getting into my, I think I told you beginning of the year, my goal this year is that I was going to try to watch a lot more like the great shows, like the classic shows, and the ones that are the best rated and reviewed shows on H streaming, certain movies that I haven't seen yet. Mm-hmm. So I did Chernobyl this week. That one was,
it's good.
Have you seen that? Oh my God. I couldn't get through that fourth episode. That's the one thing I'll say. I could not get through that fourth one.
Where
they had to go hunting?
One? Oh, dude, that's so crazy. Yeah. Because they're
I was like, okay, I could skip through this part real quick. And then I saw the little image of the puppy and I was like, yeah, no, I can't watch this. And Brim was like, it's the best part. I was like, no, it's not, you monster.
I don't remember if it's that episode or the last one where they start the episode where they're trying to get an old woman who just stayed there, out of her home.
That was I
think that's the beginning of the final episode.
That was the third episode.
Yeah.
Where she's in she's working with the cows.
Yep. And it's crazy. Yeah, it's just a random subplot where it's just these army guys that are hunting, and it's what are they doing? Oh, they got to go kill all these animals who are
in the radiation zone,
biologically changed due to radiation. Yeah, it's
such a great show though.
It is really good. I'm a nerd for that type of stuff.
So the next one on the list is The Wire. We're gonna start that one. week.
It's the best. You need to give me updates you need to
I
give me
had
text
to-
message episodic updates. Okay, I need your opinion.
After watching that in Chernobyl, I had to put on like a feel good show. That's I had to watch Ted Lasso again.
There you go. I need
years. I need updates on Ted Lasso.
I know. Once we get into the playoff season, and I'm going to be sportsed out. So when I just like soon.
I'm sorry. So I have the Braves game on in the background here, and there is a man right behind home plate in an all gold dripped out like suit. I'm sending you a photo of this. I don't think there's a way we could put it on air. I need to see. This was enough to get me distracted, but I had to show you this.
But remember, yes, you are going to send me episodic updates of The Wire. Maybe not every, but every.
Yeah, my friend said it's his favorite show, and I was like, man, the only thing I know is shit.
Yep, that doesn't even happen for a few seasons. That guy.
I need you to look at that photo I just sent you.
Oh my god!
Quick, before we go any farther,
that dude is look. He's even got gold shoes on.
Gold, yeah. Like they're literally talking about it on the broadcast. They keep in between pitches. They're not even showing players. They just keep fanning it back to him.
Gold all in that watch. Don't believe me, just watch. Oh my god, what a time!
He said it's drip or drown.
No kidding. No kidding.
Drip or drown, Joe, and we're getting waterboarded out here.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are. Oh man, what we got on this episode today for you folks? We are going to do a fun game about real or fake something that Danny's gonna, try to bombard me with. We are going to discuss a quick little NHL, NBA pre-playoff whip around work. Unbeknown to whoever, we are literally like 2 weeks away from the NHL and NBA postseasons. I am not prepared, but it's also because I've never watched my favorite college basketball team play a game in April before. So usually I'm excited for the Final Four, but I'm never invested in it like this. So I don't know what to do with myself. Anywho, just wanted to say that to say we're going to talk about that at the end of the episode. You're going to do a fun rant about the first week of baseball and ABS, and it's going to be great. But of course, to get things started, as we said, it's Final Four Eve. UConn versus Illinois, Michigan versus Arizona. Daniel, what a time to be alive. Your instant or like just snap called reaction to what we are expecting to see this weekend.
Oh, I haven't watched since LIU got knocked out.
Oh, yeah.
It just knocked all the joy out of it for me.
Fins up.
That was such a bloodbath, but it was so funny because every time they got to the free throw line, they still showed the people.
And they had the one,
and that's when we found out. They found out those people don't even go to the school; they're just true basketball sickos that are from Long Island. Like, oh my God!
And then they had I
want to be their best friends.
And they had the one kid who like never made a shot before.
Never. He's played 2 years. Has always been a red shirt, or has never been. He's been the last man on the bench.
One of the coolest moments in the tournament, man. That kid was so happy. That was dope.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
it's funny too because they acted like the way they were talking and reacting to him was like he's a senior, like this is his last year as a walk on or something. He's just a sophomore. Like he's still got 2 more years to play.
Yeah, no shit. Good Lord, he's gonna transfer and be on like super team. He's gonna go to Arizona next year. Tommy Lloyd's gonna be like, we need that kid.
Shout out Brandon Dwyer from Florida Gulf Coast. Mr. Road to scoring 1 point has elected to come to the NBA draft.
Oh yeah. Good Lord. Okay, let's actually talk about the Final Four now.
Sorry, a pitch just missed by 0.1 inches.
There you go.
God, I love ABS.
Live updates. I love the crowd pop too for ABS.
Dude, it's so like it's wild. Like I get why we haven't been able to have this technology because like they talked about it this offseason, and I'll go into more of it later, but like they had to measure every player's height, like statistically measure, not just have them say, oh, I'm this height.
No, I know.
Because of it. Like they've had this in tennis for years, like to the point some tournaments, like minor tournaments, they don't even have side officials. They just if the ball buzzes, then they know it's out.
Interesting. Okay. Third time's the charm. Let's actually talk about the Final Four now.
So, Joe, I thought the best way to do this would be I'll take 2 teams, you take 2 teams. How that's and you can counter me.
Okay.
No, you want Illinois,
Yeah, that's fair.
so I'll take UConn. I'll take Michigan if you'll take Arizona.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Whatever you feel the most prepared for on that aspect.
Okay.
Do you want to do it that way, or if you wanted to?
Yeah, we can.
So, which game do you want?
I just didn't know if you wanted to do Michigan because they're Big Ten also, and you've watched them a bit more than I. I mean, I can do Michigan. It's perfectly fine. Because I have a valid point to bring up with Michigan
Yeah,
here.
that's fine. Let's do it. All right. You want to do that game first?
Right,
You want
so-
to do the UConn Illinois game first?
Yeah, I'll start with that one. So that one's going to be one of my. I think that I know you're going to be on Illinois' game more than anything, but that game's going to be for me the most fun to watch because these 2 teams have been lighting up offensively and caught rhythm. But here's my reason: I've been big on Michigan. When I even from the start of the tournament, I've been very, very high on them. But we can start with talk about the fact they have scored 90 or more points in every single game in this tournament. I'm not just talking they beat Howard, scored 101, or 95 against St. Louis, or the 90 against Alabama, who plays at the fastest pace. But I'm talking scoring 95 against a Tennessee team that likes to slow down when they have to. You know, they can play fast, but when they need to slow down, they will slow down. Their offense has been hot. They've been dominant in every aspect of it. You can see they're willing to play in a slow-paced environment and a fast-paced environment. I think Arizona is going to want to keep the pace going. And I just don't see a way for Arizona to take this team out. And I don't even see a way for UConn or Illinois to take this team out. And the main reason I say that is because with UConn and Illinois, the big thing always with Illinois getting past not only Houston or Iowa, those 2 teams play at a snail's pace. And we all know, we've talked about it for years with Houston. Houston always has that turn where they look like the best team in the tournament. And then as soon as their offense misses for 2 minutes, the game's over. And they have to completely go out of their comfort zone to come back. And I don't think they're going to be able to. I don't think either of those teams can really get past this Michigan team. And so that's the reason I would say Michigan can win it all.
Here's what I said about Michigan a few weeks ago. I said Michigan, if they don't win the title, it's the biggest choke job in recent memory of the sport. Even with, I saw them lose to Duke, but I don't I'm obviously saying that as a dick, but I'm also being half serious. Dusty May has a super team. Here's where counter with Arizona. My case for them, especially against Michigan here, is their guards are better. And when it comes down to this tournament, usually it's going to depend on how good your guards are. That's kind of the outlying factor. I've worried to a degree. Cadeau has been good. Burnett is experienced. Roddy Gale off the bench. The fact that Roddy Gale is their 7th or 8th guy is just, it's stupid. It's so stupid. Not in a bad way, in just an embarrassment of riches way. But I think Bradley and Birdies are better than anything they have guard wise. I think they have the 2 best guards in the game. I think I think it's going to come down to that in this game. And I do think the front courts to a degree could cancel out. I think Yaxel and Coapete could cancel each other out. Now, I think Yaxel's got a better scoring ability than Coapete. Merez versus Korchenkov, and then you've got Krivas versus Mara. A lot of that kind of cancels out, And then I think this game really does come down to the guard play. Now Michigan has more. I would say Michigan has more depth. they've got a better staple of guys to roll out at guard because they can have, I mentioned they got Cadeau and Burnett starting, but then they can have Gale and McKinney off the bench. And I do think that that's a little bit better than what Arizona will have coming off the bench at guard. Like Del Orso is good, but he's really only one. They don't have another guy out of after that guard wise. Their depth is at the bigs with Tobe Awaka and Aristide, who plays who plays a few minutes here and there. But Awaka is really their sixth man, and Del Orso is their seventh man. He's their one guard off the bench. So Michigan has more. I think Arizona has better guard play. So that's going to be where this game is going to be very intriguing. Rebounding is probably going to be the biggest factor in this game. Can the physicality and the just overwhelmingness of Arizona, which is what they've done to these teams, it's going to be fascinating to see like unstoppable force versus immovable force between these two teams, because that's what it's been. Michigan looked a little wobbly there for a little bit. They struggled to they barely beat Ohio State they barely beat Ohio State and Wisconsin in Chicago, and then got kind of punked by Purdue in the Big Ten tournament. And they struggled for 25 minutes with Howard, which was weird. And then St. Louis was a fun game, and then they started to really pour it on. And the Alabama game was competitive, and then they poured it on, which I expected. And I just knew they would hammer Tennessee. Like, that was just a bad matchup. But they have their best punch has been as good as anybody's. Arizona has flatlined these teams in the tournament. It's going to be a fascinating matchup, man. I'm ecstatic, and I know fascinating is such a cringe context word, but I can't wait to see.
Saying rebuttal to that,
I can't wait to see the two teams
for
ram.
Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
The big thing for Michigan is, I mean, we see it every single season. Right? One of the teams, whether it's Big 10, Big 12, SEC, ACC, whatever, one of the teams that are almost guaranteed a top number one spot, top four, just kind of phones it in until they need to, right? We look at like Duke from a couple years ago. We look at Purdue in the last year of Zach Edey, right? Where it kind of just felt like they weren't playing until it was like, okay, now we got to turn it on, right? So I think it's what we see. The way I see it, we've been talking all year about how Tommy Lloyd is as a coach. I think Dusty May is going to outcoach him. I just think they have a full-on better team here.
I do believe, I think May is a coaching advantage. I know the gimmick of our shows is Tommy Lloyd hate because Don doesn't like him. So we'll see in that aspect. I believe in this game. I think in order, like for Michigan to win, they obviously need a big scoring game from Yaxel. I think that's kind of going to be where this game is hinged on. Because his scoring, the thing about him that's the most, the thing about him that is the most captivating is that he really flips the switch when he needs to. So I love the fact that like throughout the year he's a little more just casual in his games, but you think of some of their biggest games. 27 in the 27 and 26 and 27 points in the two Michigan State games. 16 and 7 against Illinois. What do you have again? He had 21 and 7 against Duke. Didn't really play well in the first two games in March, and I was like, okay, this is interesting. When you get to March, pressure is different. He was pretty good. He was really the only guy that showed up against Purdue. And in the tournament, 25 and 6 against St. Louis, 23-12-7 against Bama, 27-7-4 with 2 blocks and a steal against Tennessee. He has poured it on. And Mara and Merez, I mean, it's been those 3 guys. Like, Merez has chipped in a bunch. He had 21 in their first tournament game. He's in double figures a bunch. Mara as well. But I think Yaxel, if he can get into the mid-20s in this game, that's going to be huge for them. Because usually when he's really striding in their scoring, and the best part too about Michigan, and I know, I'm kind of hunting around both edges here, but the thing about Michigan that is so fascinating is they are the most unselfish team. I mean, I wouldn't say that because I think all these teams have an unselfishness to them, really, all 4 of these teams, and that's what kind of makes it so fascinating. Like, all 4 of these teams, at least 3 of the 4, I mean, UConn even to a degree, it's like they don't care who gets it. It can be any of these guys. But Michigan specifically, man, it can really be anybody. So, but for Arizona, I know I'm on their side of the argument here. I think I would slightly lean towards Michigan in this game. It's such a toss-up, though. Like, I have zero conviction either way on this game, really. But for Arizona, I do think that the guards is what's going to come down to. And in my opinion, they have the two best. The question is, will it matter?
All right. Well, I'll let you go first on Illinois. Joe, let's try to keep this one under 3 minutes.
Oh, yeah? How about 3 hours?
Yeah, just you ranting. I don't want another Bears rant.
What would I be ranting about? This is the most joyous sporting stretch of my life that I've had. This is the one thing that I had not gotten checked off of my sports bucket list. I mean, a Super Bowl, obviously, but my team has won 4 straight game 7s, basically. Now we're 2 away from being immortal. This is what I've asked for eons. I never thought I would get this. I'm a pig in shit right now, my friend. You can't chop me down. In all seriousness, for Illinois, here's what I just love about where Illinois is at right now, man. And this is as a fan perspective, but also in my opinion from an actual analytical perspective. Illinois is now, they're just kind of chilling in the background. Now, it would be more the case if it was Duke instead of UConn and it was the big 3-1 seeds and then Illinois is just there. However, it still works because, listen, Michigan and Arizona, everyone's been saying this is going to be the national championship on Saturday. Blah, 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 blah. These are the 2 best teams by a mile. Not everyone's saying that. People have been measured in it, but, just saying. And UConn just had one of the greatest final comeback stretches in the history of the league, thanks to Duke gagging on one, like an after-school special. So Illinois just kind of showed up. They've won 4 games, all by double figures. They've dusted their teams off.
I might need timeout after that comment.
What? They've done dusted every.
Choked on it like an after-school special. You need to go to timeout,
bro. That was an all-timer on Sunday. But yeah, man, Illinois done dusted their 4 opponents. Whiff Waff, absolutely kind of stuffed a top 5 team in the country in Houston in a locker for 40 minutes. Fended off everyone's Cinderella in Iowa after a tough start. Blasted the 2 teams in the first round. It's been kind of easy peasy for Illinois, making it look easy peasy at least. Just from for a certain perspective, they are playing as good as anybody. They played better than anybody on the left side of the bracket, at least in the tournament. Obviously, Michigan and Arizona, what they have done, they have been a hot knife through butter, and I'm not going to argue that. But for Illinois, I do love the fact that they are, like I said, they're the outlier coming into this Final Four in a way. Everyone, Michigan, Arizona, big matchup. UConn, wow, what a crazy finish. What a miracle win. And Illinois is just like, yeah, we're here, bud. We're just cooling. You'll see. Here's the analytical stuff about Illinois that I'm in love with. And here's Mike. If I'm making a case for them to win the national title, and be the last man standing on Monday night, here's what it would be. You can make a great case that they have the best player in this field, in this Final Four. You can argue very easily that Keaton Wagler is the best player. I would also, I mean, I did an Elite Eight for the top guys in this Final Four. I had Yaxel first and Keaton second. That's just for how they've been playing in college. Keaton Wagler is the best draft prospect in the Final Four, but if you only look at college basketball through the lens of NBA draft stock, you are someone that I would rather not speak with on a daily basis. Back to the points I was making. So yes, you can go into either game knowing if you're Illinois, you very well probably have the best player in the game. The thing for Illinois too that has been a major uptick in this tournament, and I don't know what it was. Maybe like, listen, man, you know as well as everyone else knows, I was so out on this team. I adore this team. This is honestly this is my favorite sports team. I love college basketball. I adore this dumbass sport. It is my favorite sport. I love the tournament. I love everything it stands for. I love the sport of college basketball. I love Illinois basketball. I would die to have gotten to this point just as a fan. I never thought I didn't watch the sport when they made it in 2005 and had one of the greatest teams ever. I never thought as a fan I would get to see this after having some really good teams not get there, after the Io and Kofi team didn't get there. The Terrence Shannon team didn't get there a couple years ago. So to be here, I'm ecstatic. But I was out on this team because of some of the losses they had. But they made a massive 180 flip, and their defense has jumped up in an incredible way. What they did to Houston and Iowa defensively was barbaric, just absolutely taking everything away that they wanted. Massive strides forward defensively. For the first time all season against high level competition, all year you hear about how, yes, Illinois' offense is this and this and this, but they're a little finesse. They are but you always hear how they are the biggest team in the country. They literally are the tallest team in the sport. But the thing that I've fallen in love with on this run so far is you actually watch them and you feel it. Like Houston and Iowa, like VCU and Penn is one thing. Obviously, if you're in the tournament and you're in game, none of these games are easy. No matter what, whether you're playing a 16 or whatever, these teams have gotten here. They're good. You got to handle your business. So I think anyone who scoffs at tournament wins is stupid. I just want to throw that out there. But VCU and Penn, what they were able to do to them is one thing because you're able to out just kind of dude folks. But what they did to Houston and Iowa specifically, they made them uncomfortable. And I had not seen this Illinois team do that at all to people. They overwhelmed Houston and Iowa with their size and their physicality. And it was like, whoa, this is real. So those are the biggest points, why this team can win the title is because they have leaned into that more and more. And outside of the Penn game, they haven't hit shots and they're still here. So if they can get one of the, if they can have a volume shooting night from three, if they can get one of the two or both of the American whites going and Ben or Jake, we already know we've seen big performances in this tournament from Keaton and Merck and Stojakovic, and Tomislav has been Avicic has been great. The fact that they ran through him to cinch the Final Four up against Iowa was just, oh God, it made me cry. But this team's the real deal, man, and I'm thrilled that they're here. And now they can absolutely win this tournament. It's a fascinating match. It's a fantastic matchup with UConn. It could be a fantastic matchup in the final, but that's my kind of case for Illinois. Go ahead. Sorry. You can unmute.
Luka got hurt.
You can unmute me now.
Luka got hurt.
Did he really?
No, the Braves just scored 9 runs in the 5th inning. So my play of the day is cash thanks to that. My player sucked today, but first baseman took his foot off the bag before he caught the ball, and he was safe. Scored a run. No, I'm this is the one like I legit cannot pick a side because as much as I like Illinois and I've seen enough of them playing top level competition, the thing with because you know me, I'm a metrics nerd. Everything about me when it comes to college hoops is advanced stats.
Mm-hmm.
Connecticut is that one team that just every year it's like, oh, they don't fit the model of a good team because of their metrics. And then they're just like, cool. They don't ask how, they ask how many. Right? You know, like that's just how I always see them. It's kind of like the Houston Astros over the last 10 years where it's just kind of like, how the fuck are y'all winning games? It's like, we don't know, but we're winning. Um, with that being said, um, for UConn, here's my big thing. They clean the glass on the offensive side really well. And this is a game where they're going to need to do that because of Illinois' rebounding ability. They do not turn the ball over. And they force the of all the teams left in the tournament, Joe. You ready for this crazy stat? Based on their tournament play alone, right?
Mm-hmm.
They are the only team in the tournament, remaining in the tournament, that is top 20 in forced turnovers. None of these other teams are anywhere near them. They're averaging 17 turnovers, forced turnovers per game, right? So my thing is this: is Dan Hurley knows what to do to get this team back after last year, and that's going to be the key thing. I think Illinois has the offensive edge. I think they're pretty balanced defensively, but when I'm looking at who they've had to play, and this is just how I see it, Joe. So don't bite my head off, right? So I'm looking at Illinois here. You have VCU who came off a miracle comeback. You know, we always talk about those are letdown spots. You get Houston, like we said earlier. Houston always gets that spot where it's, hey, me and you talked about it in our last show we did before the tournament, right? I said every year with Houston, it's always, here we go. We're the best defensive team in the country. All we have to do is just make our shots. And then they don't make their shots, and look what happens. When they realize and other teams can have an average night against their defense and they realize, oh, we have to pick up a tempo, we have to play. I think they had a different approach this year with a first round draft pick guard running their offense. But again, still, I think as much as I think a lot of us wanted to see Kelvin Sampson get back here, I think we all kind of saw something like this happening, whether it was Illinois or someone else. But I'm looking at UConn here. You took out UCLA, who, while they weren't the greatest, they were pretty impressive the last couple weeks of the season. I think we could both agree on that.
I will say that, but
You took out.
they did get UCLA.
Yeah, they were hurt.
Up, yeah, but still, like I mean,
you had Michigan. You had Michigan State, where you pretty much, even though it was a close game, you pretty much handled them the entire first half and majority of the second half, even with the comeback.
Game got dicey, but yeah, what they did to start that game against Michigan State was impressive as hell. I was like, oh god.
And then you took out Duke. Now, obviously, we could say, it was a miracle shot. They were about to lose the game. If Duke had just thrown the ball 5 feet, 15 feet in the air, they wouldn't have happened, right? But here's the thing. I think Duke was a 7-point favorite, 8-point favorite. People weren't projecting this game to come down like this. Like, I think everyone was thinking the way Duke was playing, even hurt, that they were going to dominate. Now, like we said, this is only their second real game against teams who are not hurt, because Duke's been hurt and UCLA's been hurt. But they have proven, the one thing they have proven is that they will beat you if it's a 1-point game. They will beat you if it's a 20-point game. I don't think they win. I think if Illinois does not get through, I think the winner of Michigan or Arizona, both of them have enough, I think, firepower to get past UConn. But I think UConn has a higher chance than what a lot of people are giving them to make it.
Now, are you saying just to make, like, here's the thing.
To make it to the finals.
Oh, yeah.
To see Monday.
I mean, I think they can win the whole thing. I think they can too. Like, I think all.
I think if they get Arizona, there's a better shot. But if it's Michigan, I don't see how they do it.
I think. I mean, that's fair. That is fair. I think both of these teams are. I think all four of these teams have an incredible shot. I love like what they've all been doing as of late. Um, like to get here. I'm very intrigued uh in this spot but in this matchup here. Like I am very I'm so drawn to the differences between the first game these two teams played, UConn and Illinois, and this one now, because I am enthralled by like how both of these teams are nothing like they were then. And just watching them now, if Illinois can continue to do what they've done in the regards of defensively, as well as like imposing their will, I just really like this matchup with UConn. But famous last words, because after they did finish 4 of 5 from 3 after starting 1 of 18 in the Duke game. Obviously, the two biggest shots late, Karaban and then Mullins for the win. I am very terrified that UConn is going to shoot like 15 for 25 from 3 on Saturday. That I'm worried about. It's like, shit, they got their worst shooting game out of the way, and now they're just going to hit 1,000 of them. However, look, Illinois is due to hit some threes. That's for damn sure. They just won an Elite Eight game, hitting 3 for 17. Whomst would have thunk? So, I can't wait. These are all four of these teams could win it all. I guess lastly, like let's just actually pick who you got.
I have Michigan beating Illinois by 4.
Okay.
Because I feel like if it's Michigan, Illinois, it's either going to be coming down to the wire, or it's going to be one of those where like everyone's hyping up the title and then the game's boring. No matter who wins, like it's just, you know what I mean?
I think I would be. I mean, unless Arizona or Michigan, whoever wins, unless they really are, and they could be, unless they really are just better. You know what I mean? Than everybody else. I think whoever they play.
I wonder if there's hypotheticals.
Huh?
I wonder if they, how for the Super Bowl they always have the hypotheticals
like
up.
The spreads.
Yeah, of like the possible outcomes.
Yeah, they've got like title game spreads out.
Oh, here we go. All right, so if it's Illinois, Arizona, they have Arizona favored by 6.
Yeah, I think Michigan and Arizona in both games are favored by like 6 or 6.5. And
I think every game, interesting enough, every game except for Michigan versus UConn, the spread is -5.5.
In this UConn 6.5.
The spread for UConn is 6.5.
Yeah, which I understand. I understand. I think that's a very fair number.
Yeah,
like I have nothing against the lines here. I think they're correct, and I think the games would be that close. But like I said, even like and maybe they are, we're gonna find out. Maybe Arizona or Michigan, whoever wins that game, maybe that is the national title game Saturday night, and whoever wins is gonna just raw dog the opponent on Monday. But it could happen. We'll see. I'm ready though. I'm thrilled.
You ready for fun facts with Dan?
Yes, give it to me.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 2 truths and a lie.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so you got to find the lie. I only have 8 truths, so we're gonna do 4 of them. So we're gonna see how many you get out of 4. And the next show, I'm gonna come up with like 8 to 10 more. We're gonna have you pick one. We're gonna have you do it, okay? Because I keep seeing these videos all the time of weird sports stats that sound true, but are not. So I'm going to give an example of one because it's not on this list, but it's my favorite one. In the Champions League, right? The whole European Soccer League, the team that has lost the Champions League final has not scored a goal since 2018. So every Champions League final since 2019 has been a shutout.
Oh, wow.
or has been a 0-0 draw and went to overtime.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, a goal by a player who is now retired in 2018 at the 3rd minute of the game was the last goal scored by a losing team.
Jesus.
To show you how weirdly specific some of these
Okay.
are. If I told you that without context of what this is, you would not have believed me.
Okay.
It's been 8 years since yeah, you know what I mean?
That is a wild stat.
So here we go.
That many of those games have been shutouts. But I mean, it makes sense, but it's also like, really?
Right. So here's the first one. We have Max Scherzer has recorded at least 10 strikeouts in 8 consecutive starts twice in his career.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny Smith has more MVP votes than Kyrie Irving in his career. Neymar, you know Neymar, right? The soccer player? Won La Liga Player of the Month for the first time in his career before Messi won it for the first time in his career. Mind you, Messi debuted in 2004, Neymar in 2013.
And so what's the lie?
One of them is a lie.
Okay. Oh God. There's Kenny. It's either maybe I'm wrong. It's either the Kenny Smith one or the Neymar one, I think.
The Kenny Smith one again is over his entire career, he has had more MVP votes than Kyrie Irving has had in his entire career.
But I'm trying to think, when would Kenny Smith have gotten MVP votes? Can I look up his basketball reference page?
No, because that would show it.
Yeah.
That would show MVP votes.
I'm gonna say the lie is. Oh God. I'm just gonna say it's probably Scherzer. I'm gonna say Kenny Smith. That's the lie.
Kenny Smith has 2 MVP votes in his career. Kyrie Irving has never had an MVP vote in his career.
Okay, Kenny, I'm shocked.
So the lie was Max Scherzer has only done that once in his career. He has not done that twice.
Okay.
Neymar won La Liga Player of the Month in 2013.
Mm-hmm.
Leo Messi did not win his first La Liga Player of the Month until 2016.
Wow.
During that time, he's had multiple years with like 90 goals, by the way.
That is crazy.
To show you how insane La Liga was.
What years did Kenny Smith get MVP?
I think it was when I think it was the second year of their back-to-back.
No, because he only averaged.
So it was probably 2 Houston reporters.
He only averaged in the 2 years they won the back-to-back. He averaged 10 and a half and 8.5 points.
In 1991. And fun fact, he also got more MVP votes that year than Hakeem.
In 1991, he did average 17 and 7.
Yeah.
So, look at you go, Kenny.
You ready for the next one?
Yes, I'm ready.
We're gonna throw in a college football one for you. Okay. Cooper DeJean in his final season at Iowa scored more touchdowns than the entire wide receiver corps. Joe Burrow threw more touchdowns in Mercedes-Benz Superdome in 2019 than Matt Ryan.
Okay.
Devontae Smith had at least one season where he averaged over 20 yards per catch in college while recording 100 plus receptions.
Oh God. These are all so true. Okay. I'm going to say the one that's a lie is he threw for 6 touchdowns, I think. He threw the one to Chase. He threw one to Marshall. He ran for 1. Matt Ryan. So that means in one game. Yeah, I'm going to say the lie is, oh, God. Burrow in the Natty, I think, threw 5 touchdowns. So that means Matt Ryan would have had to throw more than 5 touchdowns in 2019 in that stadium, but he would only played one game in New Orleans. Again, it's between two of them, and it's probably going to be the third one, like the last time. That's wrong. That's the lie, but we'll see. The Devontae Smith one's the lie.
The Devontae Smith one is the lie.
I knew that. Okay,
Joe Burrow threw for 8 touchdowns in the 2 because you remember they played a regular season game there too.
Oh, they did in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
The year they won the Natty.
LSU.
Huh? I didn't know that.
It was either that or they played the SEC championship game there, but I think that was in Atlanta. Oh, hang on, the cops are coming for me.
Oh, because both of those stadiums are technically called Mercedes-Benz, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
At the time.
Cooper DeJean did have more touchdowns than the entire Iowa wide receiver.
Which I knew that. I knew that was legit.
I think it was 3.
Yes, because that year, his last year, their wide receivers were literally like they had like the worst. That was like the worst offense in the history of time. Like they barely scored like 300 and something points that year.
Going back to the NBA here for this one, right? James Harden has had more games with 10-plus free throws than 10-plus field goals in his career. Nikola Jokic has recorded a stretch of 10-plus consecutive triple-doubles without scoring 25 or more points in any of those games. Every player in the NBA history named TJ has played for the Indiana Pacers.
TJ Warren did. TJ McConnell did. What other great TJs are there in the NBA?
Thunder are up 44, by the way.
I hope Luke is okay. He left with a hammy.
Mm-hmm.
Hope he's all right.
I said he was in excruciating pain.
Just for the sanctimonium of the game. Don't want him to be hurt. Let's just say the third one is the lie.
Every player named TJ. So that is actually true.
Oh, wow. How many TJ? Okay.
TJ Ford, TJ Warren, TJ McConnell, and TJ Leaf. The only 4 people named TJ in the NBA. All 4 of them played for the Pacers at one point in their career. Yes, James Harden has had more games with 10-plus free throws than field goals. The lie was Nikola Jokic has had a 10 consecutive triple-double streak without scoring more than 25. He almost did. He scored 28 in one of those games.
Okay.
The last one we have here, we're going to the baseball.
Can I make a real quick point on Jokic?
Right.
It's so wild that he's literally averaging a gaudy triple-double. Like, what Westbrook did was impressive, obviously, but he barely got to 30, 10, and 10. Jokic is at, like, damn near 30, 11, and 11, and we're just kind of scoffing at it. It's wild what he's doing.
Fact that, like, well, someone said the other day, if we didn't give, someone said if we didn't give out MVP awards based on narrative, we would be looking at Jokic having 6 straight MVPs. And then someone else brought up the fact that this might be the first year where I could literally say, like, if any of these 4 people get MVP, I will be okay with it. Shea, Luka, Jokic, Wemby.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
You ready for the last one here?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Right. Barry Bonds has been intentionally walked more times in his career than the amount of intentional walks that the Tampa Bay Rays franchise has had since their induction.
That's incredible.
Kansas City Royals have drafted more Hall of Fame quarterbacks than the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay.
I see how to word this one because there was another one here I wanted to do, but I didn't word it right. The last professional athlete drafted by the Montreal Expos retired in 2014. I'm going to add a fourth one here. Freddie Freeman hit over 400 with runners in scoring position for an entire month in the 2022 season. We got 4 here for you,
One's
Joe.
a lie.
One's a lie. Actually, no, 2 are lies. 2 lies. 2 lies, 2 truths here for double the points, Joe.
Okay. Freddie Freeman's a lie. And the second one's a lie. The Royals one.
The Kansas City Royals
Yeah.
one. You got 1 of 2. Freddie Freeman was a lie. Kansas City Royals was true.
Really?
The Montreal Expos one was a lie. The last player, professional athlete, to have played for the Montreal Expos retired in 2021.
Oh my God.
It was Tom Brady. He was drafted by the Expos.
Good job. Good pull.
I'm gonna double
Can
check
you
the Royals
explain
one.
the Royals drafting Hall of Fame quarterbacks thing to me?
Yeah. So the way the MLB draft works is players can reject the draft. Right? So a player can go get drafted and then say, "Oh, well, if I stay an extra year in college, then I'll get more money. Like I can come back and get a better draft pick next year, right? Or you guys want to give me this much money, but I'm worth more, so I'm going to go back to the draft and go to a different team, right? So like for example, Kumar Rocker on the Rangers, right? He got drafted by the Mets. They want, based on his physical, they said, "Hey, we're going to give you a signing bonus of whatever the amount was," and him and his agent said that's way too low considering my play. I'm gonna go back to the draft. He went back and he got drafted first round the next year. So Kansas City in the 4th round, the Royals. So in the 1979 MLB draft, the Kansas City Royals selected Dan Marino.
Okay, that'll do it.
In the 18th round, they selected John Elway.
Oh,
so we could have had a pitcher catcher duo in the MLB of John Elway, Dan Marino.
How fitting. How fitting with it.
But yeah, so that is true. The Kansas City Chiefs have never had a quarterback that was drafted by their team yet make the Hall of Fame. Obviously, Mahomes is going to make it. But yeah, so that's my favorite little fun fact.
That is a good one.
Couple other honorable mentions on because I asked ChatGPT to make up fake ones list. And some of these were like ChatGPT being ChatGPT. I thought you would get a kick out of these. LeBron James once averaged 42 rebounds per game for a full month. Steph Curry allegedly shot 112% from three-point range over a 5-game stretch due to one shot counting as 2 3-pointers.
Good job, Steph. Or good job, ChatGPT.
Giannis Antetokounmpo recorded a stat line of 35 points on 14 dunks without dribbling once.
Could see it, but no.
Just alley-oop.
Yeah.
It said he only took 15 steps the whole game.
50, oh my God! Yeah, just cherry picking.
He's Lisa Leslie cherry picking when they scored 100 in the first half. Just I'm gonna stand right here.
I stand right here and not move.
Yeah. All right. That one was pretty fun, Joe. We are now less than 6 games away from the end of the NBA season. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Let's start with the East. Looking at the division and the standings right now, you have the Pistons and the Celtics at 1 and 2. You have the Knicks projected to face the Sixers as of today. Cavaliers projected to face the Hawks. And the play-in games of the Raptors, Hornets. And the loser of that will play the winner of Magic Heat. Joe, who would you say is going to be the biggest letdown? Let's start with the top 6. Let's not even worry about the play-in because the play-in teams are just. It feels like the Hornets just like dropped in and took out the family of 4. That was like the Bulls, the Hawks, and the Heat, and whoever the 4th team was.
Oh, the Hornets are legit. Like the Hornets could knock off the Pistons or the Celtics. It would be hard. Yeah. I wouldn't pick it, but they could. The Hornets have legit been one of the 5 best teams in the league for 3 months now. But I'm with you though. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Out of the top 6 teams, I meant more the joke of like, because every year since they added the play-in, it's been the
Yeah.
Heat, the Bulls, the Raptors, and then just a 4th team that got hot at the end of the
The
year,
Hawks. It was the
or like
Hawks.
struggled at the end of the
The
year.
8, 9, 10 the last few years had been Hawks, Heat, and Bulls.
Yeah, and then one of the 4 teams was always just one team that struggled at the last month of the season. This year, it being the Magic. So looking at this bracket, out of the top 6 teams, I would say, who would you say is going to be the most likely to disappoint in the first round? Like that everyone thinks, or like based on everything we've seen this year, they should get through the first round, that are going to find a way to get eliminated.
I will say this. The question for this is, do we think any of the top 4 seeds are going to lose? Because all 4 seeds are going to be heavy favorites. I would love to say Cleveland, because listen, I know I'm a Magic fan, and God, what a terrible year, but you know how much I've loved the Hawks and what they could be. And who would have thought all they needed to do was trade Trae Young and turn into a goddamn juggernaut? Jalen Johnson is what they look like. By the way, Jalen Johnson is going to make an All-NBA team. Just throwing that out there. He has been amazing this season. Nickeil Alexander-Walker might win 6th Man of the Year. They have both been fantastic. I guess, or not 6th man. Excuse me. He's going to win Most Improved. And the CJ McCollum edition for them has really done wonders. All that to say, I just don't know in a playoff series, like a lot of new faces for the Hawks in a serious situation against the Cavs team that's like trying to win the title. You know what I mean? Like that's their aspiration.
Right.
Maybe it's the Knicks. Like if the Hornets get to the 6th seed, which they still could, if the Magic get their head out of their ass, or the Heat, or I don't think the Raptors, or even the Sixers healthy, and the 6th seed, like Knicks are wobbling a little bit, so maybe it's the Knicks. But
so here's my thing with the Sixers, and I was going to bring this up regardless. I fully believe like the NBA needs to implement the rule for PED suspensions that MLB does, where if you get caught during the season at any point, even if you're eligible to come back, you cannot play in the playoffs.
He's a cheater. Tell him he's a cheater. Paul George is a cheater.
No, I mean, no, but that's what I'm saying. Because think about it, Paul George. Everyone's been bitching and complaining about Paul George, like, oh, he's rest managing. He can't stay healthy for more than 2 weeks at a time. And now it's, oh, how convenient. Now he gets 41 games to be off and rest and recover, where he doesn't have to worry about the pressure of getting into the game. Right. And then, okay, now we have a healthy Paul George in the playoffs. How do I think a healthy Paul George is going to help them? No. Paul George signed that contract and turned into Tobias Harris when he was on the Sixers. Tobias Harris, I love Tobias Harris. But the thing is this. So you don't have Maxey, right? And then this is the Sixers' this is their last 6 games. You have Minnesota, Detroit, San Antonio, Houston in your next 4 games. In that same stretch, the Raptors play the Grizzlies, the Heat twice, and the Nets. And the Hornets play Pacers, and the Pacers are only, but they play the Timberwolves, who do not have Edwards, and they have not been good. And then you have the Celtics, Pistons, Knicks. So Philly needs to win out in a very tough schedule. I think if they get that 6th seed, I think the Knicks get past them, because the Knicks have had their number for 3 years. Mm-hmm. But I think the Knicks are going to go into that 2nd round matchup and they're going to get curb stomped. Because Melo talked about it. Melo said there's something missing in this game, in their team. There's something that's going on, and he knows what it is. It's solely. Have you noticed the last couple of weeks they have went back to Thibodeau style offense? It is Jalen Brunson pick and roll to the mid range, and then if Jalen Brunson can't shoot it, he kicks it out, and someone else ISO. And then you have OG and McHale, whose job is to stand in the corner. I think that's what's killing their offense, because look at their hot streak when they were playing good teams, right? They moved the ball. Players were shooting. Players were trusting each other. Now, like the last 2 months, every time I've seen them play a good defense, they just turn into isolation pickup ball. You know what I mean? Like that in the playoffs, when you get to Boston in the second round, they're going to tear you apart.
Mm-hmm.
You get to Detroit in the second round, they're going to get torn apart. The Knicks are a second round exit for me.
Yeah, they're. Do you think it's possible they could lose in the first round? Okay, that's fair.
I don't trust Toronto to be consistent
And that,
enough with this team that's
no,
very
I don't trust
young
Charlotte either.
in terms of
Or,
playoff
excuse me,
experience.
I don't trust Toronto either. I think Toronto's going to get dusted by whoever they.
And then you would need a like you know the Sixers are bad because I haven't heard a word about them in like a month. Other than Maxey being hurt,
They've played really.
Is Embiid still out?
No, he's back. They've played very well since they got healthy again. Like they've got a couple really nice
right, but that's the thing. You're waiting for the one game where Embiid gets hurt, right? Or he's playing injured and he does something stupid like last year.
Their offense has been,
or 2 years ago, because you remember it was like, oh hey, take it easy because you have a fucked up knee. And he said, okay, cool. I'm going to throw a self alley-oop through 2 defenders to get the crowd hyped. And it basically shattered his leg.
Look, I know the Embiid, you can't trust him. But
also, just last note on them, I also don't think their offense is good when Maxey and Paul George and Embiid are healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Because then Paul George turns into a stand on the wing guy. And when Maxey has the offense running fast, they look good. And then they give the ball to Embiid, and it's just like, okay, I'm going to slowly isolate the ball for 30 seconds. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just such a different pace of play, and they don't work well together with it.
Which I get. I understand what you're saying. I'm not sitting here saying they're going to win the title. I wouldn't be shocked if they knocked off someone, but we'll see.
I think whoever wins that matchup between the Knicks and whoever wins that, they're going to get beaten 5, the best case
by
scenario.
Boston. Probably, yeah. There's a world that exists where Boston's just the best team, like in the entire league. Like even
I have Boston making it all the way through.
Like I'm saying better than
even if Cade comes back.
Like I'm saying even better than the West duo that we think is better than the rest of the field.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying there's a world that exists where that's the case. I don't believe it, but it could be. Like
we'll go into that with the West, but yeah, I don't see that. Like I think Boston can win it. I think this championship stays in the Western Conference here.
More than likely, yes. I'm just if Boston won the title, though, would we be like sitting here in the end, like mid-June? If the Celtics are the last team standing, would we sit here being like, "Oh my God, how this happened"? God, no.
I think we would give them their flowers more than anything because of the fact that everyone went into the season with the trades.
Oh my God, it'd be one of the best.
And then everyone said like, okay, maybe they're a play-in team, and then everyone's just realizing like, oh, Joe Mazzulla is a great coach and knows how to coach role players and get the best out of them.
Oh yeah, this would.
I feel like Joe Mazzulla's coaching is slowly reaching the territory of like Spoelstra's.
Oh God, yes.
Where it's like as soon as this guy leaves Boston, his numbers are going to go so far down. Like, and you start saying like, there's a reason he left. Like, like Kendrick Nunn dominated, goes to LA. So, every player leaves, right. Miami turns bad.
Yep. I get what you're saying.
Because even when Porzingis was healthy, he was not good this year.
No, yeah, I know. Yeah, Mazzulla, what they've done, and top to bottom, man, like the fact that they're even in this spot with the way the season started, and now like with Tatum not playing until a month ago, it's insane. And the Pistons, I'm not out. I mean, I am very I'm tipping my cap to the fact that they haven't just kind of like died since Cade got hurt. I'm like, okay, this is good because the 1 seed for them is going to be very important. And I thought when Cade got hurt that they were going to lose it. But the fact that they're pretty much going to be a lock for the 1 seed now, Cade's going to come back, and the fact that like they're going to be a bitch and a half to get by. Like I would probably like if my life depended on it, I think Boston wins the East. But Detroit's they're a motherfucker.
Dennis Jenkins has made that team a lot better than people realize.
That him, like the fact that they can kind of not fully but slightly rely on Herder, like he's not a Section 8 now. Like
Herder in Detroit?
Yes.
You mean Duncan?
No, Herder. Herder's played Herder. He
was in the Ivy trade.
Shout out to that guy.
Yeah.
Herder's been getting like
ironic they traded him for a redhead.
Herder's been getting like huge minutes, especially since Cade went down. But like they you can kind of rely on him. Jenkins, obviously, they're going to be a pain in the ass, man. You just got to hope Cade comes back. I really hate that we're not going to be able to put Cade on all NBA teams. It's a fucking disaster.
I think they should move it from like 65. I think if you moved it to 58, that's acceptable because 58 would technically be if you played every team twice. Right? Like if you went through, you played every team twice and you missed the remainder of games you played against those teams, you hit 58 games. Like I feel like that's a decent number.
Agreed.
Because that means you missed 24 games. You still miss less than 25% of the season.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Side note on that before we get into the West, I had something I've been thinking about and I wanted to bring. I think this may be dumb, but I think the NBA needs to change their leader system away from per game through totals like every other sport. You notice they're the only sport that does that, right? Like we don't talk about hockey goals like goals per game leader, right? As like the big stat. Like we talk about goals, right? And I looked at it too. There's like 3 players in the top 10 that if you just did on total points, even with qualified players, if you just did it off total points instead of points per game, that drop outside of the top 15, and there's 3 guys that move into the top 10. Because in reality, I feel like that's because everyone talks about it's like, oh, well, it shows that you're playing a bunch of games. No, it just shows that when you play, you score a lot. Like if I see someone scored 2,400 points, I'm going to assume, okay, he probably played almost every game and scored 30 points.
So you're saying they should be ranked by total points, not points per game?
Oh, total points. Like, think of the thing. Gobert almost every year is like the leader in total rebounds because he just plays all 82 games, but he was never, for like a couple of years, he wasn't top 3 in rebounds per game. But he played every game. So I think that needs to be taken into account more into points per game because it's showing that, when we look at like the MVP votes, we look at defensive player of the year, like, oh, this guy's averaging 30 points a game, but he played 64 games. The other guy played 82 games. He averaged 28.5. Why are we discrediting that 1.5 solely because he didn't, solely because he played every game and he didn't rest a game or he wasn't hurt?
I do think, by the way, I'm going to put together NBA awards and stuff. I think you should do it with me. And here's the caveat. When we do this going into the postseason, no game restriction limit for us. That's our rule. Because I'm
just going to put Lou Dort for every award.
Fuck you. I'm kidding. Because I'm sorry, I'm not going to put a first team All-NBA together that doesn't have Cade Cunningham on it. So fight me.
I think for first, second, third team, if it's like for the MVP awards, I'm gonna go off whatever they have.
Oh yeah, like Cade wouldn't win my MVP.
Because I do like I said, like I do agree that like if it's like obviously 65 is a little more restrictive than it should be.
Like Cade and Edwards are both gonna miss all NBA teams, and that's asinine.
My thing is like we're gonna get to a point with this where teams are going to say like, oh, okay, he misses out on an award because of this. Cool. We're going to start him. We're going to play him 2 minutes. He's going to intentionally foul someone and sit the rest of the game. So he gets his game played. Like there's 30 seconds left. We're going to put him in for 30 seconds at the end of the first quarter and say he played. Right? Like I just think that's the territory it's going.
I agree. It's sad. They're going to change it, I think, especially this year because like guys like Cade and Ant literally aren't going to be on all NBA teams. So I think that's going to change some stuff.
Well, and you got to think
they got like, very lucky that
that's going to get brought up. It's going to get brought up in the next players union meeting with the league, because the big one they talked about at the beginning of the season, because Jalen Williams missed the first 20 games of the year, is now when the Thunder extend
Yeah,
him,
they don't have to
they
pay
don't
the
have to give
super
him
max.
that super max that they were supposed to because of him being, an all NBA level player. They don't have to give it to him now because he has no chance of making an award. Given how he played this year, was he going to? Probably not. But that just saved the Thunder $140 million.
I know that is going to be a gift. The who's your MVP right now? Like, who are you leaning? Or should we just save that talk?
We can save that talk because if we're going off rip, I'm saying Jokic.
Really, over your boy?
Because
I thought you were going to snap call SGA without a doubt.
No. So this is my thing. You remember like a while back, I told you that weird Mike Trout stat where Mike Trout was like statistically like the best player in baseball for 8 years, but he only won 2 MVPs because it was just so normal. Like I think the guys that are MVP candidates this year we're getting to that point where it's like Shea had a normal season, Jokic had a normal season, Luka had a normal season.
Yes.
But my thing is you saw what the Thunder looked like when Shea didn't play. They weren't number one in the West, but they were still a playoff level team. Right? Like even when they were playing good teams or bad teams, they were playing well.
Yeah, like they dusted the Cavs and the Sixers without him.
Exactly. If Jokic doesn't play, you got to rely on Jamal Murray to put up 50.
That's fair. My MVP
think about it. I think Jokic missed one game this year, and they had to rely on Aaron Gordon to drop 40 to keep them alive.
No, that's a fair point. My MVP right now, it's coming down, I think, to whoever gets the 1 seed in the West.
Well, and that's the thing is like, even with Wemby, we're reaching Shohei Ohtani territory where it's like we've never seen a player put up this kind of stat lines. We just kind of have to give him the MVP. Because how often are we seeing a guy put up 24, 12, and 4 blocks a game?
The thing is I'm going to be curious to see, like, for Wemby, just real quick, before we actually talk about the West, aka death via Southern Comfort. I'm very intrigued to see like what he looks like when he takes a scoring leap. Does he ever take a scoring leap with the guys he has? You know what I mean? Because he's obviously the best. He's obviously their best player. You could honestly make an argument he is the best player in the league. I wouldn't say that. I would probably have him third right now. Out of the best guys in the NBA, I would say the best 3 guys are Shea, Jokic, and then Wemby. Yes, you heard the order I did. You're welcome. Though it's incredibly close between all 3 of them.
If you for me to give an argument with Shea, is the fact that Shea went from like 34-6 to like 36-6. Like he's gotten like a lot better fielding. Or not, why did I say fielding? I'm watching baseball. That's what I said, fielding. He's gotten a lot better facilitating, rebounding, and being that guy can say, I'll put up 30, but then I can just let the rest of my team dominate if I need to.
The thing about Shea I love though is his efficiency and his scoring. It's like I'm just so blown away by like the consistency of it now at this point. Like he is the most automatic 30-point game player we've had in a long time.
You ready for this? In his last 11 games, he has not missed a shot in the fourth quarter or overtime.
It's stupid, like what he's been doing.
So like he's obviously, I think he's got to get clutch player of the year.
Oh,
for
he's
that.
gonna. He's.
I think they're gonna give it.
He's like a minus bajillion favorite. But the thing that for like Wemby, it's like, what's like, how scary is this going to look if he ends up averaging like 29, 14, and 4 blocks? You know what I mean? Or is he not going to have to average more than 25 points a game because he has 3 other guys on his team that are probably going to score 15 points a game? You know what I mean? So, like, we'll see. All right.
I think we're getting into that territory of like that run Shaq had where it's just like there's no way to stop him, so we just gonna have to like stop everyone else and hope he doesn't score 100. And then they're just gonna give him the MVP every year because it's like, yeah, no one else got anywhere near
Yeah.
this.
All right. Let's talk about the West. How? I mean, what a time, right? What a time to be alive.
Me and mine.
Thunder and Spurs. The gods are boxing. The Thunder. I put this like what those two teams have done over the last couple months. By the way, is insane. The Thunder are like 18 for 19, and the Spurs have won 20. They're about to win their 26th game in their last 28. We are truly at gods or boxing levels with these two teams. I'm so excited for the Western playoffs because I do think like the Lakers, please Luka be okay. He tweaked his hamstring tonight. Denver, Minnesota potentially, if Ant for the love of God gets healthy. I know you don't like them, but just let me throw that out there. Houston.
It's not that I don't like them. It's that they always get this glaze because like ESPN loves to put Anthony Edwards because like he'll either say something viral because it's funny or he'll say something viral because it's controversial.
I mean, they've made the last two conference finals. Then, it's not like they're scrubs.
I know they have. Like I'm not saying they're bad. Like I'm just saying like it's such a weird team because like no one really fits well together, but they somehow fit well together, right? Like I said it last year. Randall's bull in a china shop. I have to have the ball way was really weird with them last year. It didn't seem to work. Like remember the whole thing when they got Gobert was the Anthony Edwards can't drive to the lane with Gobert there. Now they traded away the big man that was not Gobert. I told you their downfall was going to be them signing Kyle Anderson, and I think I was 100% right. Like, let alone let's take out Ant's injury. You can't tell me they did not look good the first month when after the trade deadline with Kyle Anderson there.
They've looked good with Io's been really good.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying with once they brought in Kyle Anderson, I think it made them a lot worse because Io was kind of helping run that secondary group with Mike Conley to like keep them pushing the pace and everything. And because that second unit was built to be fast, and then Kyle Anderson just gets the ball and just turns into the slowest player in the league.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I get what you're saying.
I would say the West. I think there's a real possibility right now if, like, let's say Luka is hurt and doesn't come in, the rest is out the rest of the year, or like having to play injured. I think there's a real possibility we could get to Thunder versus San Antonio, and neither team has lost more than 2 games the entire playoff.
You don't think Denver could make that interesting again?
I think I'm looking at the 7 through 10s, right? I don't see. So the Thunder are most likely going to get the Clippers because I don't think the Warriors are going to have it, and I don't think, as much as I was high on Portland at the beginning of the year, I just don't think they can pull it out because I think the Thiago splitter, new coach magic's kind of faded. But even if it doesn't,
they've been feisty.
The 8 seed's either going to be the Clippers or the Blazers because I think the Warriors are going to get absolutely trounced in the first game, even with Steph back.
Oh, the Blazers are going to send them to Neptune. Can't wait.
Oh. I don't see in a 7-game series, I don't see either of those teams winning 1 game against OKC.
If it was the Clippers, then that could get weird, but probably not.
I don't think so because you would have to rely on Darius Garland in the playoffs to put up 20.
Also fair. However, I am personally hoping that the Clippers end up the 8 seed. I just want to see them try to walk down the Thunder. I want to see Kawhi try to walk down the Thunder by himself. I just want to try to see it. That's all. I want to see if he can get 1 game.
And it would be so crazy if, like, it's not going to happen, but like, let's say like they trade Kawhi in the offseason or he like demands a trade or something. You can say Kawhi demanding Paul George leave the Thunder led to the Clippers having to trade Kawhi 6 years later because Paul George was for Shea.
Yeah. It would be the real battle of who won the trade.
We potentially have a top 10 draft pick this year. Well, not anymore now because if the that's the other reason why I don't want the Clippers in, because if the Clippers don't make the playoffs, then then the Thunder get a lottery pick.
There you go. Winner, winner, turkey dinner. Out here.
That's when we get Keaton Wagler.
I had a great comp for him.
You would have to be a Thunder fan, right? If Keaton Wagler went to OKC, you'd have to join the dark side with me.
No, because I want Wagler to go to like the Nets and just run amok. Just be the best. Just give him the keys.
Would you rather him do that, or would you rather him win? That's the thing. Because if he goes to the Nets, it's he's gonna have 3-4 years where it's like great, he's putting up 20 a game,
true,
but
yeah.
they're gonna be last place. And same thing. I think a lot of people have with Case and Wallace, where it's just like would you rather your boy be a role player on a playoff team or be the starter on the team that's 10-72?
I don't know. I don't know where Wagler's going to end up. That would be like, I heard someone comp him to Halliburton the other day, and I was like, oh, I can see it. Let's go. We're out here.
I would say Halliburton, but with more consistency.
I'd have to actually see him
like,
play.
And the reason I say that, I would. The reason I say that is because let's be real. That Halliburton's like second full season. The year they went to the finals, the first 3 months of the season, it was either 1 for 18 from 3 or it was 10 for 10.
Yeah,
right. I think Wagler's one of those players that if he starts off 0 for 4 from 3, he's not going to chuck it for a while. He's going to try to facilitate.
I would actually have to see him. Play super fast like Halliburton to have the comparison. It's probably in there. It's just Illinois runs a very slow, methodical system.
Could you imagine that secondary guard unit of Kassan Wallace, Keaton Wagler if he did go to OKC?
That would be something.
That would be fun. That'd be fun.
Wagler.
You got Lou Dort playing the 4, punching people.
There you go, just kicking dudes in the nuts, trying to blow some knees out. Let's talk. What's next? I think we did great with the NBA.
We got NHL and MLB, but do you want to save NHL till next week since we got another week of the season?
Yeah, let's do some baseball. My favorite thing that seeing in baseball clips so far to start the season have been the crowd pops for ABS challenges. It's been great.
So I'll say this. So one thing is, like, people have been clowning announcers for like being like, wow, I can't believe they called that a ball. Like, so announcers are not allowed to have a batter's box on their screens anymore because teams can use it for cheating because it's their own private broadcast.
Mm-hmm.
So like what we see on the TV, they don't see anymore. Right. But man, it has been, as an advanced stat nerd and someone who loves the game of baseball, it has been so fun to see these veteran catchers like Salvador Perez, right, who are getting correct calls on ABS challenge, and they're less than half an inch off the line.
Yeah, like the ones that are
my favorite one,
like super
right?
close.
Yeah, my favorite one, hands down, though, was opening day. I was watching the Brewers White Sox, and they were talking about how like this umpire had like the 3rd most inaccurate calls last year of all umpires that returned, right? And the White Sox catcher was 4 for 4 in the first inning on challenges.
That's baller.
We've seen so far with ABS, we have seen CB Buckner call a pitch directly down the middle, a ball, immediately challenged. Followed by the next game, CB Buckner called a player out first base for saying a player did not touch the bag, but he squares.
Oh my God, CB Buckner! What a week for that guy.
CB Buckner has now been challenged 9 times.
Didn't he then get drilled by a line drive?
He got drilled. No, a foul ball tipped off the catcher's glove and hit him square in the head. It was a 101-mile-an-hour pitch. He's fine. I think they're giving him the weekend off. Historic loss for LeBron. Thunder hand LeBron's 2nd largest loss of his career.
Poor bastard.
Without looking, can you guess the score?
Of what? Tonight?
Of the Thunder game.
I saw it. It was like 136-93, right? No, 139-96.
Yeah.
Bananas.
Shout out Aaron Boone, the first. So there's been 2 ejections based on ABS calls. The first one was Alex Cora on the Red Sox. And that one was because a player challenged, but the umpire said he waited too long to challenge.
Ooh.
Because you have like 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. Like you can't if you look towards the dugout and hit your helmet, they'll say you can't do it because you can't have any assistance.
Yeah, you basically got to snap. It's
right?
It's something that will.
Yeah.
It's a perfect thing because you have to do it like in the heat of the moment. It's not gonna. It's super quick, and I think it doesn't delay. I think it's fantastic stuff.
Yeah, and then Aaron Boone is the first coach to correctly win an ABS challenge and get ejected from the same event. He in their second game against the Mariners in the 8th inning, they called a strike on a pitch that was too low. I believe it was Stanton. He challenged it. Showed the call was wrong. Aaron Judge said, "Yeah, I thought so, you fucking idiot," to the umpire. Immediately ejected. So even the ABS, when ABS helps him, Aaron Boone is still getting ejected for arguing balls and strikes.
The only thing that I'm worried about, and this is super, super forever from now, but like, oh God, imagine if it like delays a playoff series win because.
So it's happened already once. Someone challenged the last pitch of the game, being said he thought it was a ball. It was a strike 3.
Because it's like these guys are gonna do it because it's gonna be like, well, what do I have to lose? You know. Now, do you get
right? Well,
do you get 2 as a hitter and as a pitcher, or do you just get 2 for either side?
So there's 2 for the game, and then you keep getting them as long as you get them.
That
right.
I like.
Once you've lost 2 of them,
I like that. I do like that because it's like you should be rewarded if you get them right. You know.
Yeah. So, but looking at the standings, Joe, is there any team that's kind of? I know we're 6 games into the season, but is there any team that's kind of surprised you as like, wow, did not think they were going to start this strong? Or wow, I did not think they were going to be that bad.
Can I do that one first, or does that mean?
Yeah, you can go and do that one.
Do you have an idea who I'm going to say?
You gonna say your Cubs?
No, they're fine. Is
it NL or AL? That's all I'll ask.
AL.
I say the Red Sox.
Boston Red Sox. What the fuck are you guys doing? 1-5, bro. Okay.
I didn't think they were going to be the greatest this year. I did have hopes that I thought their ceiling was they would win the division. Their floor would be 3rd place.
They could win the division.
Obviously, it's just
they're bad.
I just think I'm worried about them tomorrow because if Sonny Gray, they signed Sonny Gray, who historically has not pitched well in Fenway. When he was with the Yankees, he sucked in Fenway. So I'm kind of worried about that. I think they'll be fine. I think as we get closer towards the end of the season, I will say this. I think the Rays have a good chance of not finishing in 5th place because they are playing at the Trop for all their home games
now, baby. Look at this. Look at that.
Exactly.
I hate that.
I hate
that the A's are.
Their first home game is. They're the last team to have a home game this year, opening day this year. You know that? The A's. The Rays, yeah. They do not have opening day until they play the Cubs next Monday.
Oh, welcome back to Tropicana.
Yeah, because they're still getting the stadium put together. I will say I was surprised by the Marlins. To be fair,
start.
5-1. They look great. Kyle Stowers looks great, or well, not Kyle Stowers. He's out. Owen Casey looks great. That's what I meant.
Both teams won the trade.
I love that they're
Owen Casey walk-off homer hitting 350, and Edward Cabrera first game 6 strong, 1 hit. Both teams won the trade. Dan.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, I also shout out to the Marlins for bringing back the old school jerseys every Sunday.
Yes.
I don't know if you saw that. They brought back the 2003 teals.
Woo, those are hard, bro.
I just wish for Sundays they would rebrand as Florida Marlins. Like, go full into it.
I know.
Or I want to see one game where they bring back the old Miami Marlins, like when they switched to Miami, the orange and black. But I want them to recover the whole stadium in that like gaudy orange.
Ugh, God, that was depressing. That was the dark
dude,
era.
like we're getting close to the point where like I'm having to explain to new baseball fans, like, yeah, the Marlins used to have an aquarium behind home plate and a nightclub in left field.
Yeah, yes. They also used to
I was
play in
explaining that to my coworker.
they also used to play in a football stadium, and they won
I was explaining to my
2 titles in
coworker.
4 years, and nobody went to their games.
My coworker's like, oh yeah, I started watching baseball because we always have the games on. And I was telling him that, and he's like, "No way." And my other coworker goes, "Wait till you tell him about Houston having a fucking flagpole in center field."
Yes, what the
And
hell?
wait, you mean like behind home plate? We're like, no, in play, in the field. Players can run into a hill and hit a flagpole.
Just out here, greatest pastime. I really hate.
But yeah,
I'm really sad the Athletics are 1-5. I thought I picked them.
Well, they always like that. They're gonna get hot in July. I guess they're a summer team.
Nick Kurtz hitting 059. Not good. One for.
Can I tell you why?
17
Can I tell
on the
you
season.
why he's hitting? Can I tell you why he's hitting 059?
Huh?
Mark Kotze is an idiot.
How? What was he having like leading off?
Because your leadoff hitter, they're trying to do him like Kyle Schwarber. Your leadoff hitter who hits 40 home runs and barely hits 200 should not be leading off when you have Jack Wilson who doesn't strike out, batting 7th.
Who is their leadoff hitter? Is it Rooker?
Nick Kurtz.
Oh, they have Kurtz leading off?
Nick Kurtz leads off. Shea Langoliers hits 2nd. Brent Rooker hits 3rd.
That's depressing.
You need to put I think you need to put Wilson in lead off again. You need to put Langoliers in 2nd and Kurtz in 3rd.
I did a snap call, like playoff prediction in my friend chat because we do it kind of just bullshitting. And I put them as a wild card team, so that would not be fun if they just died, which would suck because I want them to be good, man. They have some fun players.
Do you know why? Do you know one of the reasons why Soto had such a great year when he was in New York?
Why is that?
Because he was hitting in front of Aaron Judge. Like you're not gonna pitch around a guy when you have that. Just like if Langoliers is hitting like this, you need to put Kurtz in front of him because you're not gonna pitch around Kurtz when you have to put Langoliers with runners on base.
Nah, that's fair. Yeah, that's about it so far for baseball. Like
it's been such. We've had like 6 walk-offs. We've had a bunch of extra inning games. My Braves look great. We're up 12-1. The guy in the gold jacket's already left. I'm kind of sad about that.
There you go.
He left in the 5th inning when we scored 9 runs in the inning. Hey
man, what a time to be alive.
We're this time 2 weeks, maybe 3 if he's not ready. You're gonna see me on here talking about a 19-year-old who might be the greatest pitcher this season.
Who?
Didier Fuentes, baby.
This is who your boys are calling up?
Yep. So this is how good he is. So up until his last spring training start, which he wasn't supposed to start, he only came in because Spencer Strider got hurt in warmups. This guy had pitched 17 innings and had not given up a single hit or walk in spring training. He had perfect spring training. And even when they put him in a game where it was like, hey, it's the last game of spring training, it's a last minute start, just pitch 5 innings and you're good. He only gave up 3 hits. Right? They said, hey, we're going to start him in the bullpen and we're ready for him to start. We're going to send him to AAA, have him get a couple starts so he can get up to 90 pitches, and then we're going to call him up. So when they were getting, which game was it? I think it was Sunday, maybe. One of the games this week, they put him. Yeah, it was Sunday when Grant Holmes sucked. They put him in to pitch the 5th through the 8th. Right? He did not give up a single hit. 5 strikeouts, 4 innings. He is a dog. He's going to be really fun to watch. He's going to be insanely good this year. I'm not joking. I will give you the MLB TV password. When he starts, I want you to watch that game and watch how good this kid is.
Let's go. Okay. Let me know. I'll have to set it up. Oh man.
Also, side note, since the last time we've done a show and talked about soccer, remember I brought up that teenager that Arsenal started, like he played a game and he was like the youngest player to ever play in the Champions League game.
Yeah.
He scored a game winner a week ago.
Mhm.
So now he's the youngest player in Premier League history. He's 14.
Is he going to be on a national team?
No, God, no. No. He's not even on like the U16 national team, I don't think. But
What is he? England?
yeah, he scored. He scored the game-winning goal against Everton like 2 weeks ago.
So y'all are not.
Became the youngest player in history.
So you guys, your boys aren't going to gag the Premier League?
I don't. So here's the thing. We play Man City in 2 weeks. Verifying that right now. We play Man City on April 19th. That game will decide who wins the Premier League. Because if we win that one or we come away with a point in that one, then we're playing 4 teams that have nothing to play for the rest of the season.
You're up 9.
Whereas,
you're up 9 points right now.
Exactly. But if there's 5 games left after we play Michael Harris, that was shitty. Put the catcher in the pitch and he fucking launched it. There's 5 games left after. So if we win that game, we go 12 points up. We would have to lose 2 games. As long as we win 3 of those games, we're set. So it's going to come down to that. I'm excited because even though we lost the EFL, so we can't do the quadruple, we still have a treble available. We have UCL games coming up in the quarterfinals. We're in the quarterfinals of FA Cup this weekend, and we're about to win we're close to winning a title. But it's a lose-lose situation for me. Because if we win one, it's like, oh, finally you guys did. But if we lose it, it's, oh, you guys choked again. You know what I mean?
What's this kid's name?
It's like watching the Orlando Magic.
Okay.
Max Dowman.
Max Dowman. I'm trying to look him up on watch it on Did he not play? What game did he score the game winner?
It was their last game before the break.
Against Mansfield, you said?
No. It was Everton?
Here we go, Max Dowman. Okay. He is 16.
Yeah, 16.
Shout out to this dude.
Yeah, he scored in the 90th minute.
Against Everton?
Against Everton, yeah, to win the game. Oh. Not only that, he got the game-saving deflection at the end of the game, too. Dribbled through 3 defenders, full length of the field, scored.
Baller.
He's a dog.
Hey, man. Look at that. Your team's going to win the Premier League. My team hopefully is about to win the Natty.
I'm going to get you a house divided shirt, and it's just Illinois Arsenal.
There you go.
That will be on the next show. Surprise segment for the next show. I am on the hunt for the worst ever house divided college flags and or shirts or posters. I've seen some incredible.
What was the
ones.
first one you said to me? Because the thing is, they're just so random.
It was TCU in Miami of Ohio.
Like, what, huh?
I got one that was like, what was it? I saw it briefly. I got to find it again. It was Bowling Green. And Bowling Green, Kentucky Western wasn't bad. But I saw one that was Florida International and University of Alaska. It's like you could tell each side of that family, those kids.
Oh man. LIU Brooklyn. House divided. LIU Brooklyn in Hawaii.
LIU Brooklyn, Illinois.
LIU Brooklyn, Illinois.
It's gonna be your wedding present. You're going to put that up in the background.
Hawaii and Manhattan.
We found out LIU Brooklyn has a water polo team, so now we have a new sport.
I know. I remember you telling me about that. Hey, fins up, baby. We're out here. All right, take us home.
Right. Thank you guys all for tuning in. In the words of Joe Winkle, we did good.
We did good today.
We did good.
Today.
We did good. We did good.
Us.
Make sure you guys tune in. TBD if we are having a show Friday night. We most likely will. Or, Monday. As long as Illinois is not in, Joe will be hosting our live show. live reaction show with the boys. I won't be there for that one because I have work. Other than that, we will have. Well, we're still deciding our schedule in the off season because we aren't going to have any college. I know we're going to gear up, do college previews, probably do them a little earlier this year. Other than that, thank you guys for tuning in. You can check us out on YouTube. For frequency's sake, you can check out me at Gotham Gambling. You can check out Joe at Joe the Show QCSN, even though he doesn't tag or repost us in anything because he hates us.
How dare you?
Other than that, thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you guys next week. We will find out if Joe has tattooed an eye directly between his eyes.
Right here. And then it's gonna be I'm gonna get Keaton Wogler and David Mirkovich just like manscaped onto my body.
You're just on the back of your head, are you just gonna get each Eastern European country flag?
Oh yeah. Take me to the Balkans. Dun 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 dun. Go Illini. We'll see you guys on Monday.